May the 4th be with you.
Okay.
It's May 4th today.
Yeah.
I'm hosting my second couch surfer here at the Freedom Cell and Bar. And she agreed to make this video.
Yeah.
And I'm making cob because I want to, instead of buying pots for the rooftop garden here, I'm going to make pots with some reeds. It's like a bamboo but weaker. It's this reed that grows like really commonly around here and a lot of places. So I harvested some reeds and I cut them into little sections, and I drilled holes in them, and I used wire to connect them into squares. You can show right there. And so I'm stacking them up. They're concentric squares. And then it's an experiment design. What are you filming over there? Oh, you're looking at the other plants. and so to make the pot, I'm gonna put cob, which is clay, sand, straw, and water, on the inside of the bamboo stuff, the reed. That's gonna be like the outside of the pot, and then I'll make it all congruous and one piece with the power of cob. Right now I'm breaking up clods that I got from local, an empty lot in my neighborhood, mixing it with beach sand that I got from the Long Beach in Ulchin, which is just down the coast from where I am in Bar. And this is sacred Mama Earth. I'm gonna turn it into some pots and then we can grow plants at the Bar Freedom Cell. And it's May 4th, so may the 4th be with you.
Hello.
That's good, right? Oh, I can tell you other things too if you want to keep video. Like recently I ran this class. It's called Wholeness Activations Emergence. And I was inspired to do that because I've been researching law in order to figure out how to stand on my rights and stay free and become more free rather than less free in these trying times of crazy government overreach and immense amount of mental programming that people are dealing with, and toxic chemicals in the foods and all around us, and microwaves, like whatnot, all kinds of stuff, right? So I came across this teacher in my studies about law, and his name's Curtis Kallenbach, and he has these videos. Well, it's a sound recording of a conversation that he had with this woman, and he's talking about he mentions this it's like a ritual that English people have done. Well, I don't know if it's in use today, but in old times, I think nobody does it today probably, but in older times in England, if somebody was selling land to somebody else, they did this ritual where they use a clod of dirt like this. Like they would gather a crowd of people so that there were witnesses to this ritual, and the person who owned the land and was selling it to the other person would pick up a clod of dirt and hand it to him, and people would see that, and so that would make it so the community knew that there was a transfer of land ownership, right? And Curtis Kallenbach was referencing that ritual in the more personal, spiritual learning that he was sharing about life before life, before birth. Basically, our soul enters the body and enters the embryo, long before we're born. That's why mom's feeling kicks, right, from the baby in pregnancy. And he's talking about who owns, how do we know that we own our bodies? Or how is it that no government can claim and tell us what we can do with our bodies, what we're allowed to put in it and what we must put in it. It's all up to us because it's our property. And so he's referencing traditional property laws, rituals that they performed, like in England, like this. That ritual is called the livery of season. I don't know why it's called that, but livery is like delivery, and I guess season has to do. It's like a name for a plot of land, in like Old English or something, or it's something like that. But the reason he's sharing about that is because he says that like the clod of dirt in that ritual is kind of representing if as far as the question of who owns the physical body, it's representing the pellucid membrane in the ovum, like in a woman's womb. When it's fertilized by a sperm, there's the original land. Like our bodies are made of land, right? And so that's why there's the parallel of this transfer of property, which is land. Same thing. This is mom transferring her property from her body that's made of her body, and it's a membrane that's in the egg, in the ovum in her womb. And the sperm comes along and fertilizes it, and then the soul comes along from its cosmic source, wherever souls come from spirit, from the divine, and enters into the body. And so Curtis Kallenbach is sharing how that is like that moment is like it's like this livery of season ritual where one owner is passing land to somebody else, and it's mom passing her pellucid membrane, the first tissue that we have in our body, the first like soil of the living earth of our bodies as they start to grow and develop, is given outright unto the new soul that comes in to inhabit that body, and so it's ours, and our bodies are ours, and we're relearning that, and that's why I'm sharing this, because people are like, oh, whose responsibility is it to look over to care for my health, right? They're like outsourcing their responsibility over their own physical bodies to some pharmaceutical company, or like, I don't know, complying with government mandates about what you can or can't do, or what you must or must not do as far as taking care of your body. And it's 100% the individual's responsibility to do that. And obviously before you know what to do when you're a little baby, it's your parents' responsibility. And that's just some natural wisdom coming through. So happy May the 4th. May your Jedi powers be activated. Much love. Thanks for watching.